Hi everyone, Aaron here for Zollotech, and many of you have asked for me to do another What's on My iPhone. And so we're a few months into 2017, so I thought it was time to do that. Now I've really refined everything on my iPhone so that I only have 2 pages worth of content. And the front page hasn't really changed a whole lot. If you've seen this before from a late 2016 version of this, you'll notice that the front or home page hasn't changed too much. Now what I've done is I've actually started to use different photo apps, and originally if you saw my photo video on Photos, I have over 68,000 photos and videos, and I used to use Apple Photos, and now I'm using Prime Photos and Google Photos. A combination of both. I've been trying them both out. They're both really good, but one thing Prime Photos does that I find that Google Photos doesn't as much is allow you to incorporate your family members, up to 5 people, into basically the same album. So I've been using Prime Photos for that. So myself, my wife, anyone else that we want can come and join, and anything they take on their phone will auto-upload to Prime Photos. Now, I haven't seen that on Photos or Google Photos. You can share different things, but you cannot basically upload directly to a family directory automatically. And Prime Photos does that, so that's really nice. So I've been using that, but that's why I have so many on here. And then ProCam is just an app to take some pictures and use RAW files actually to take those pictures, and it does a really nice job. Now I have my YouTube folder. This really doesn't change. It's just got the YouTube app, the Creator Studio, and the Capture app. Those are just in there. I've got my Apple Maps, my Apple Calendar, and I did have Google Calendar, but I like how this actually gives me the date, so that's why I keep it on the home page. I've got my weather and your stock Apple stuff right here. I've been using Flipboard, News, and Heartfeed for news. I go between those 3 and basically get all the different news. So anything from, say, Mac Rumors to 9 to 5 Mac to Autoblog, iMore, all sorts of different things. And I'm always adding and removing things from this. So I do read a lot of news. And then Apple News curates some things. And I must have been reading that. But Apple News curates a bunch of things. Flipboard. If you're not familiar with Flipboard or Apple News should be on your device. But Flipboard's pretty common. And I use that. And these are all free apps that I've been using. Of course, I'm using Twitter for any of you that follow me. It's at zollotech. I've been using Twitter, Instagram, same thing. I'll leave that right here so you can subscribe and take a look at it. I also use Inbox to manage Gmail. Now, Inbox is owned by Google or Gmail, and it's a really easy way to quickly filter a bunch of emails and get through your day quickly. If you get a lot of the same emails, you can just say done as though they're read and kind of file them away, but they're there if you need to search for them. Otherwise, you can quickly delete things as well. I use Overcast for podcasts. I've been listening to quite a few Gimlet podcasts lately, and those are pretty good. So there's some pretty neat ones, Crime Town, Criminal, just some other podcasts I listen to. And this one works really good on Apple CarPlay, and I'll be doing a video on that shortly. But this particular one works really well on CarPlay. So does Pocket Cast. So both of those are good, but this one's the one I've been using the most. On to the second page. The second page is what I use when I try new things out, move them around, and don't organize them as much. So I use a few of these different things. Great Big Story is a great app for, and again, it's a free app. It's a great app for kind of short stories about different things. There's some really neat things in here. Anything from animals to social issues to sports to you name it, it's in here. And they're about 2 or 3 minute videos, and they're just something you can watch when you don't have anything else going on. And they're very interesting to check out, like The Lone Man Building a Cathedral by Hand. Just kind of interesting stories that I look at over and over, and different things. Under video, I use Filmic Pro when I film some of my video. If I want to lock focus a little better, just do some things a little nicer. Sometimes you can record different resolutions. Those things, I use Filmic Pro. I don't really use iMovie on my phone or Slow Pro. They're there if I need them, but I use Filmic Pro from time to time. In photography, I've really kind of smushed this down into things that I'll actually use. So I share a lot of these wallpapers, like this one I'll be sharing on Imgur. You can edit them on Pixelmator, Enlight. Then you've got Hyperlapse and Photo Cleaner if you had a lot of duplicates, which I don't anymore, but I use that to get rid of a lot of duplicates. Hipstamatic is a really old one that's great. And then Photoscan is for photo scanning real photos. And Google makes this app, and you can scan real photos into the camera. Now I have opened this. I don't know why it's doing that, but I have opened this. Maybe it had an update and I hadn't opened it since or anything. But basically you take a picture of the different photos and it puts it into a photo and then uploads it to your album. And it's really nice. It works really well. In finance, I use MoneyWiz a lot. That's one of my favorites, and Expensify to keep track of things. Those are really nice. I won't go into that. And then I have a whole folder for Apple apps. Although the Weather Channel is not really an Apple app, but it's in there. It kind of uses it through the OS, so I just leave it there. So those are nice. But utilities, I use a lot of different things. So you'll see Tile. I did a video on that. The Antutu benchmarks and 3D Mark and some Drobo access and Pocket Cast. So I switch back and forth. I also have VIP access. That's for some other secure things. PayPal, Geekbench. Everything I use sometimes is in here. I usually just search for things instead of looking in the folder itself. So we've got the Rode video recording, B&H photo, Duet display, Pocket, Papa John's if I'm ordering pizza, and T-Mobile, and Google Duo. And Live ATC is I live in the Charlotte area in North Carolina, and you can actually go to the local airport and watch planes come in and out, and you can listen to the towers using that app. That's a paid app, but it's pretty neat to be able to do that. In entertainment, I've got pretty common things. So Prime Video from Amazon, Google Play Movies, Plex, and Anki Overdrive. I did a video on that, and Amazon Music. So those are the things in there, Netflix, Disney, those sort of things. Under social, this is just where I keep my social media stuff. I manage my Facebook page, my Facebook itself, Messenger, and these are the things I'll use, but I don't use as much as maybe I should. I'm not sure. 1Password for password management. Nanoleaf, this is to manage the Aurora Lights. I don't have them turned on right now, but you'll see them in some of my videos in the background, and you can set them in any pattern. That's the pattern I have next to my desk, and you can change the lights to whatever you'd like. So any color you'd like, you can add colors, anything like that. It's really neat, and it works well. Google Maps, you have to have that, of course, or Waze. One of the two. I go back and forth. And then Eero for my home router. I did a video on that as well, and those work really well. I've got 3 different routers, mesh networked together, basically, that provide my house with Wi-Fi, and I can get my full speed, 300 down and 20 up with that. Robinhood is good for stocks. I use that. You can use that to buy and sell stocks. I believe it's free to do the trading, so I thought it was neat. I checked it out, and I'm not a big stock trader or anything like that, but I thought it was neat to check out. Mario Run, I actually had a games folder, but I never play games on my phone. I usually resort to the iPad or consoles and things like that. So I do have Mario Run on here, but I don't really play it too much. Pearl is for Pearl Rear Vision. It's something I'm trying out that I haven't done a video on yet, but it's a rear camera that you use your iPhone or Android phone with that actually allows you to use it as a backup camera. So if your car wasn't equipped with one, you can add it to a license plate and use your phone. It's pretty neat. Turo helps you rent local cars, although I haven't done that yet, but I may. Yelp is pretty standard. That really needs to go in the utility folder. And then I have Google Calendar, like I mentioned before, Google Play or Play Newsstand. I use that. I've been using that for news. I used it on the Android side for news, and I like it enough. I moved it over here. Maybe I'll put it on the front page. This was the free game of the week, Love You to Bits. I haven't really tried it, but I probably will. And then Uptime is Google's own version of allowing you to watch watch a YouTube video with 2 different people. So if you have my Google ID or whatever, we can invite each other and watch a YouTube video together. So that's what that's all about. So that's really all that's on my phone. I think I covered just about everything that's on here. Other than that, I just have movies and things like that I can stream. So that's pretty much it for what I have on my iPhone right now. If you have any suggestions or any new apps that you think I should try out, please let me know in the comments below. I'm always open to trying new apps out. I may delete them, but I may try them out as well. But let me know any that you really like in the comments below. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe and like. As always, thanks for watching. This is Aaron. I'll see you next time.